Hi, I'm Jay Marks, a reporter with The Oklahoman and NewsOK.com, and I'm here today with Tony Wall and Gary Sexton, who are here to talk to us a little more about a new technology that can help turn organic waste into energy. Tony, what can you tell me?
Well, let me begin by saying this is probably the most exciting news, the most exciting technology that Gary and I believe is actually one of the most significant developments of the 21st century, because it deals primarily with two areas that are problematic. One is, what do we do with the unbelievable amount of waste that we are creating in our society? And to simplify it, you might say we would break it down into something like medical biohazard waste. We might look at animal waste, animal processing waste, parts that can't be used. What do we do with them? The potential for disease and so forth that's associated with that, and the cost of getting rid of that. Landfill, obviously, the volume of landfill, what we call solid municipal waste, is increasing on a regular basis, and in many cases it's difficult to find locations where to put the landfills. Mm-hmm. Also, the fact that when waste is moved to a landfill, it's not really disposed of, it is simply transferred and concentrated. And so that's one of those problems that we can see. We've solved a local problem, but we're actually in the same process creating a long-term problem.
Sure.
With those three types of waste, that leaves one large category, and that, of course, is sewage waste, or what we call sewage sludge. And the issues that surround how sewage sludge is processed, what is actually done with it. I mean, when you think about the fact that normal things go down our sewer pipes, but also a lot of other things that aren't so normal. People pour toxins, chemicals, drain cleaners, virtually every kind of toxic compound that you can think of gets flushed down our sewage lines, ultimately comes out in a sludge pit, which is dried, crushed, shipped out into fields, and distributed on top of our soil. Unfortunately, in many cases, that's the same soil that our food is grown in. Mm-hmm. And many people are not aware of this. The problem, as far as the EPA and other regulatory agencies, is not that they're not aware that it's there, it's that there are no other solutions of how to deal with it. We have to have a way to get rid of municipal solid waste. We have to have a way to get rid of sewage sludge. These are things that, for us to have an organized society, we have to have something to do with it. And prior to this technology, there has been nothing that both solves the how to eliminate it, because this technology literally destroys it at a molecular level. But the second side of this is that in the process of separating molecules, there is a great amount of energy which is released. That energy can be used in a multitude of beneficial ways. It can be used to generate steam to turn electrical turbines to generate electricity. It can be used for a number of other incidental purposes which are beneficial. And at that time, that's just about the extent of my scientific knowledge. So I would like to introduce our CEO of our company, Mr. Gary Sexton. And Gary is an engineer, has companies in South Korea and China, and came in contact with this technology. And so with that, I'd like to just turn it over to Gary, and maybe you can ask him a few other questions that might be a little more complex, or so forth.
Gary, what kind of applications do you envision for this technology?
Primarily, I guess our first application would be just the production of electrical energy. By utilizing waste materials as the fuel, or what we call feedstock, we can reduce the cost of production. At the same time, we eliminate some environmental problems. And so we can produce electricity. Additionally, the steam that can be produced from the extreme high temperatures that are inside the chamber itself average 1,800 to 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit. With that, we can power other processes, industrial, water distillation, supplying steam or hot water for factories, for cities. So there are many different application possibilities.
Okay. What kind of scale are you looking at? Is this a utility scale thing, or is this something that's more of a household, or even maybe a neighborhood or a city?
Well, the great thing about this technology is that it is a flameless conversion technology, which means there are no environmental damaging ingredients or chemicals